Hey there, angry faithful. I just wanted to drop in, bend your ear a little bit, get your attention. So if you're not listening, drop what you're doing and pay attention to me because I'm here to inform you that not only can you get your daily, maybe if you're binging it, I'm not sure, that's entirely up to you, but you can multiply your doses of angry me fuckery by paying attention to all of the platforms upon which you can find either the dulcet tones of my voice and David's voice, or my pretty face and David's not so pretty face. Anyways, digressing, we not only we are on YouTube, we are on Spotify, we're on Rumble, we're on Google, Apple Podcast. We have a TikTok page. We're on Twitter, Instagram, and of course Facebook. So if you find yourself fuckery deprived, curl up with a nice hot mug of shut the fuck up and just listen. Open those ear holes and be prepared to be cream pied like it's the first time. Thanks for listening.
Welcome, Angry Faithful. Today on Nerd Sports, we're going to talk about Shaktaka. Basically, all it is, it's like soccer, volleyball. It's not the soccer volleyball that we looked at because they actually used like a soccer ball. This is like a little ball about probably around that big.
You said it's called Shaktaka?
Yeah. Hold on. Let me. I'll show you.
Stephen Hawking. Paging Stephen Hawking.
That's what it's called.
Shaktaka. So you said it's a cross between what?
Kind of like soccer and volleyball. And they play it in Asia.
Okay, so it was what 90s emos and surfers played when it was like just basically hacky sack with a net.
Basically, yeah. If you wanna take it like that, it's basically hacky sack with a fucking net. Oh, and I got a notification of all the words we're not allowed to say on YouTube.
Really? So
I will
Oscar Foxtrot.
Well, those don't get you canceled.
Oh, so we can't make fun of the Alphabet Gang, right?
Using the terminology of what a stick is in England. And they
cigarette?
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
And they wrote this out, so you're not. It's like YouTube wrote out the N-word.
Sorry. YouTube put the N-word on a list.
You cannot say this word.
Wow.
Hold on, I gotta grab my nasal spray.
Okay.
I put my nasal spray way too far. And what's really sad is before I got on the show, my head was starting to pound out and everything like that. But I did my usual dunking my head in water to get all the fluid out of my sinuses are just killing me.
I mean, it's only other cup because couple of others killing me. But I digress. Yeah. Okay.
And actual sports news. Heinz Stadium for the Steelers is gone. They got rid of the big giant.
Yeah, they got rid of the ketchup bottle. Yeah.
Yes, they got rid of the ketchup bottle. And pretty soon we're gonna have to talk about football again, a little bit more in depth come August.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah.
Hold on,
I'm trying to look for tickets to the December 11th game when the Texans visit Arlington during the regular season. So if any of our listeners are feeling very magnanimous, I need 3 tickets. 3. 1 for myself, 1 for my wife, and 1 for my darling sister-in-law. So,
I don't think we're high enough up there for our listeners to.
You don't know
pay
that.
us to-
You
pay
don't know
us to
that.
go see a
Besides that,
football game.
there's a lot of people that still owe me wedding presents. I'm just putting that out there.
I'm glad
So-
mine was dirt cheap. Hey Dave, can you help us out? Yeah, that is your wedding present. Just deal with it.
Yeah, I'm good with that. Baseball. Oh God, yeah. I'm gonna go see the Red Sox struggle. Most
While you
likely
do
against
that, I'm going to start looking up some
Astros.
other stuff that I've been needing to look up.
Okay, all right. We're in the second half of the season. Not a lot to talk about. The Subway Series between the Mets and the. Can I say the word "fuck boys"? I mean, we're past our 5 minutes in, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
fuck
we're closer.
boys.
Yeah, we're good.
It's
the,
for that stuff. I found out one, you have to wait 30 seconds. 2, all it is you don't get monetized.
If you do it before the 30 seconds.
After the 30 seconds, yeah.
So if we cuss at all, we don't get monetized. So I just screwed this entire episode already.
No, we're not even close to being monetized yet. We only have we actually have some more new listeners. So we got it kind of upset me, but I'm happy for it. We got 2 new listeners. They subscribed to the channel. Reason why I was so upset is because we were at 69 for so long. That
right,
was the whole
dude.
we were up 71.
2 of you need to go away. That's all there is to it.
Or get what is it? 6 get I'm not gonna do the math. Get enough to where we get 690 or 6,900. I would be happy. We just need that.
Well, I mean, as long as it's not 6.9 listeners, because that's just an episode interrupted by a period. I'm just putting that out there.
Yeah.
I mean, that's one of those. Yeah, that's an old moment. Okay. Sorry. I don't really want to talk about baseball. David Ortiz got inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame this past weekend.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, he calls Boston home. I mean, he didn't know if he was going to have a career when he got there in 2003, and now look. Yeah. So, let me see here. I really don't want to talk about trade deadline stuff for at least another week or 2, so I'm just going to skip over. NASCAR had a pretty busy weekend.
Actually, they had a pretty dark week. The whole
well,
we skimmed
there.
over it. Okay.
I'm getting there. All right. So the Cup Series guys, they raced in Pocono this weekend. Pocono, Pennsylvania. And the track looks like a triangle. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 turns, but they don't call turn 4. They call it the tunnel turn because that's where the trucks come in and out. The tunnel goes up underneath the track. Anyway, so initially on the surface, Denny Hamlin, who races the number 11 FedEx car, and Kyle Busch, who runs the number 18 M&M's car, finished first and second, respectively. All right. Well, here it comes. Post-race tech inspection. NASCAR's ripping their car apart to kind of make sure that they didn't cheat. And then they find a piece of clear tape underneath the wrap on the front fascia of the car. And NASCAR was like, what is this? Oh, this changed it literally by a 0.0046 of an inch, right?
It's like someone forgot that they taped something up on there or some shit like
Yeah,
that
it's
on
like they
accident.
forgot to pull the tape off the front fascia of these cars before they wrapped them. Well, NASCAR looked at it and said, "Oh, you guys are trying to massage the body and gain an unfair aero advantage." So they disqualified the number 1 and number 2 finishers of finishing cars, and that handed the win to Chase Elliott, who drives the number 9 Napa Camaro for Hendrick Motorsports, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Denny Hamlin, I don't like the guy. I think he's a bit of a horse's ass, but it is what it is. But I'll give him some props. He went on Twitter this week and he was like on now on eBay, one tainted trophy and a slightly used bottle of Victory Lane champagne. And it was just a video of him sitting at his dining room table with one of those like prepared meals, and there's the trophy for the race, and he pops the cork on the champagne bottle that they give the drivers in Victory Lane. He fills a glass full of it, takes a drink, looks at it, goes, "Yeah," and then just goes back to eating. And they were asking Chase Elliott, like, "Are you going to celebrate this?" And he goes, "No." "Well, what about the trophy? Do you have plans on getting it? You plans on asking Denny for it?" And he goes, "No, if he wants to keep it, he can keep it. I don't care. I don't really need it." It's like, as far as I'm concerned, he finished in front of me on the track. So what do I want it for? I'm just like, well, I mean, that's a humble way to go about it, But let me see here. But during that race on Sunday, Denny Hamlin, he's been having kind of a back and forth with Ross Chastain. He drove the number 1 car for Trackhouse Racing.
Mm-hmm.
And they've been going back and forth. Chastain, he's not a rookie this year, but he did get his first career win this year. He's also, I think he's got 2 wins, but he races everybody incredibly aggressive. No quarter given. He'll put people up in the wall if they're in his way, kind of, just he's not far enough along into his career where he can afford to do that, right? Because there's a lot of people that are out there who view him in the garage as not having paid his sufficient amount of dues in order to run people raw like that. So he actually ran Denny Hamlin off the track a couple of weeks ago. And everybody was like, "Well, what are you going to do about it?" And Denny was like, he'll get what's coming. Well, Denny Hamlin wrecked him hard on Sunday. And so, I mean, when normally the tradition is that you cross the start finish line, you collect your checker flag, and you get out of the car, and you're interviewed right there on the start finish line, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, the race reporter came up to him and was like, does this mean that you guys are square? I mean, like, is the score settled with Ross Chastain? He's like, "What did you want me to do? What would you expect me to do? I got a position on him. He just ran out of racetrack." I'm like, good. Put that dude in the wall. I really don't care.
Yeah. I wonder if like times like that when because on the race track, when you want to get back at somebody and everything, you got to calculate how much fucking damage you're willing to do to your car and find out what the cost is. It's like, I think $25,000 is worth this.
Well, I was listening to the Dale Jr. download a few weeks ago, and he had Denny Hamlin on there as a guest. Now, Denny Hamlin, he runs for the number 11 FedEx car for Joe Gibbs, but he's also part owner in the 2311 racing team that him and Michael Jordan own. And he was talking about some of the costs as an owner. Now, on the bottom side of these new next generation race cars, they've got an entire skid plate. It's basically a flush plate that bolts up to the bottom of the car, and it's supposed to help with air, reduce the amount of air turbulence that's underneath that car.
and they're made completely out of carbon fiber, right?
Mm-hmm.
Those run, I think he said, about $5,000 a piece.
Damn.
And, you know, I mean, they're constantly having to, you know, to replace those. If, you know, the guys coming down off of the racetrack and that down onto the apron, you know, or they're making that transition, you know, if they get out of the groove every once in a while and they get down the apron at race speed and then they try to come back up on the track, it tears those things up. And he's like, that runs us about $5,000 a piece. And that's not counting race damage, you know, for wreck damage. And I mean, they can't insure those race cars. They just can't.
No. Well, they can. I think what they do is
the only
they
thing
insure the
that
driver,
gets
and that's it.
insured, I think, is the chassis. Well, they insure the chassis, so the chassis gets an insurance. You know, like it gets like a liability or something like that on it. But it doesn't.
I can
It doesn't
see
work
that.
the same way. I don't think it works the same way like your car insurance and my car insurance does. You know, they're issued temporary, because those chassis are serial numbered, and they can use those chassis several times before they just the metallurgy on them and the stresses from racetrack use just get it to where they can't be salvaged. So I mean,
figured
these are
they would
composite
insure
bodies.
the frame too.
Well, no, that's what I'm talking about. It's the chassis.
Oh, okay.
So, but the bodies are composite bodies. They take a little bit more beating and banging to kind of tear them up. But you see guys ripping these cars to shreds all the time. They're, you know, constantly, I mean, they've got to buy tires, they've got to buy fuel. You know, there is an entry fee that they do have to pay per race, kind of a thing. The whole point of having this next generation car come in, besides the safety factor, was supposed to be NASCAR was going to mandate or was going to regulate every part that came out.
Mm-hmm.
And the only thing that wasn't regulated by NASCAR, as far as this is something you get from NASCAR from an approved vendor, blah, 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 all the way down the line, was the engines. Okay. And that's because each race team has their own engine department. And some teams that don't have engine departments, they lease their engines from like Hendrick or RCR Motors, or they get them from Toyota, or they get them from Roush Yates engines, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, but it was supposed to allow parity to come into the sport because it was supposed to bring the price point of entry into the sport as an owner down to a more manageable level. So that way you didn't have these super teams going out and spending millions of dollars trying to re-engineer the lug nut, or, you know, trying to figure out how to make the car weigh differently in different spots, you know, or because everything's supposed to be by a very strict template. And with the supply chain issues that has been plaguing everybody, and I'm talking F1, IndyCar, kart, Le Mans, NASCAR, the World of Outlaws, NHRA. I mean, every major motorsport organization that's out there is experiencing a supply chain issue. And I mean, a lot of it is artificially manufactured by the clown in chief that's currently sitting in the White House. But all that aside, you know, it's expensive. I mean, because these race cars run probably anywhere from $250,000 to $350,000 each.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why sponsorships are a big part of the sport, because those sponsors pay to have their names put on the cars, and that money goes towards R&D, that goes towards manufacturing, that goes towards body, that goes towards the engine department, that goes towards payroll. And you know, there's just a lot of ins and outs that go towards it. And it's just not like you just, a lot of people don't get into the sport because they just look at it like, okay, well, these guys are showing up every Sunday and they're just going fast and turning left. There's so much more into it, and you have to pay basically. You have to figure out what that fine balance is as far as your budget's going to be concerned. Where's your R&D going? Where's your fab guys going? Where's your engine shop guys going? Who's going to travel with the team on any given weekend as part of the pit crew, as part of the support line? And it's an expensive ass sport, man.
It really is.
Yeah.
I mean, I did. I think he still does funny cars, but funny cars themselves, every race is $100,000.
Yeah, every time they run down that track,
because they have to they are fucking fast about rebuilding that fucking engine.
Oh yeah, I mean you're running anywhere from 8 to 10 cylinders, and you're popping those pistons out like they're nothing, and you got guys on each side.
Mm-hmm.
Piston pops out, guy grabs, he puts it on a rack in the order that they came out. They could do the same thing with your valve stems, your valve springs, your lifters, your rollers, your rockers, your cams. Everything. They've got this. The engine can break down modularly, and it does it in a very organized manner. It's just like boom, 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 boom. I mean, these guys practice like a bunch of grunts trying to run through a kill house. They've got a system. Everybody's got their job, and when that person goes down, the person below him knows what the job is supposed to be 2 levels up, and they run it backwards all the time, and just to make sure that there's no kinks in the process. And it's more of a scientific / engineering job now than it is your traditional grease monkeys, where you've got that long rod that you can put up to the block to hear what lifter is knocking, and you've got
I know my friend's dad could just grab a screwdriver and put it to his freaking ear and figure out where
exactly.
it's at.
Yeah. You can't do that anymore.
Still, I would still admit. I mean, my car, I know what's causing the knocking and everything, and I have to get it reset and everything.
Mm-hmm.
But it's only because I use unleaded gas on a freaking supercharger.
Yeah,
and you don't use unleaded gas supercharger; it'll fuck up your engine.
Well, you can use unleaded gas. But
you can
use the premium. You have to use the premium, or you use the ethanol-free stuff.
Oh, did you hear what happened at Murphy's gas station, or did I talk to you about it?
Oh yeah, no, I read the stories where I guess
600 cars.
Yeah, the tanker driver put diesel in the unleaded tank,
and
it jacked 600 cars. Murphy Oil is having to pay for everybody's repair.
I wonder if they're going to fill up the tanks. That was one thing I was thinking about it today. Are they going to fill up their cars too?
Well, I mean, I would assume that that's part of the settlement, but as far as the tanks that are in the ground, they're going to have to pump those tanks out.
Oh, that thing's closed right now.
Yeah. Be really glad when I have our office. It's like you can look through because we've got French doors on the office, and the glass panel, right? You can look through. If you don't see who you're needing, don't open the door. So, yeah. I know that sounds really hateful. I don't mean to be, but
it's one of those things. It's just annoying, and
it's just okay.
It's parenthood.
You shoot from the luxury of your living room couch. Okay.
My daughter when my daughter was here, I was still doing weird stuff.
Well, yeah, but like I was always shooting from my bedroom.
Yeah.
Like when I lived there in Wichita, I was shooting from the bedroom if I wasn't in the studio with you. Shooting from my bedroom now. We get to this new house, which dude, they put it straight. They started doing the final grade for the landscaping. They're going to put the fence in tomorrow. The fence guys are showing up tomorrow to put the fence in. They started tiling the floor, tiling the bathrooms. There's just a punch list of things that they've got to finish doing. Um,
You're
we're
moving in
about
what, like August 15th or some shit like that?
they're saying August 19th, but it just depends on the timing and if everything stays on schedule. Because they're not going to necessarily get ahead of schedule. I think that they're going to be on time, or they may be like a day or two late. So,
Yeah.
but probably about the second half of August, we're going to be closing on the house. Dude, I can't wait. Dude, you've seen pictures, and oh man, I'm geeking out, man. I really am.
I don't think you've actually shown me pictures. What can we do after the show?
Yeah, we'll do it after. It's on my Facebook page, dude. I posted something about it.
Dude, God, dude. I got a thank you from one of the comics because I shared one of their comic stuff, and I was like, dude, I'm sorry that I haven't been sharing your stuff, but it doesn't come up on my feed that much. He's like, really? I was like, dude, I don't I find photos that I want to put on my the memes or the show, and that's it. I don't really look at Facebook all too much.
Yeah.
I'm like,
all right. Football news. Free agency signing over the weekend. Julio Jones, he was the wide receiver for the Titans last year. Before that, he was part of the Falcons from Atlanta. He signed as a free agent with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So he is going to become a target for Tom Brady. I don't know what that's going to do to the expectations.
Don't you mean shield? Or
we mean shield. Oh, please enlighten.
I'm totally confused. I was looking at something. I just totally forgot what you were saying. Was he a lineman or is he
He's a wide receiver.
Wide receiver. Okay, that makes sense with the target thing, dude. I have another.
Hey, you know what?
Sports.
I'm going to quote the redheaded Jesus. You know, the former head coach of the Dallas Cowboys, Jason Garrett, during one of his press conferences. Thanks for actively participating, though.
I know. Sometimes I don't. Okay. You say that, and I still have Deshaun Watson. The FBI are actually probing the allegations tied to the Texans quarterback Deshaun Watson, and an attorney for 22 women who have filed lawsuits against Houston Texan quarterback Deshaun Watson of sexual assault and harassment, said Wednesday that he and some of his clients have spoken to the FBI about the case. FBI is not saying yay or nay that they're doing it. They're keeping it on the hush hush to do the actual allegations and everything, so it doesn't nothing actually goes in to the court case that much. But it looks like their case is strong. And he's going to end up.
Yeah, no, he's going to go away.
He's going to be in a freaking campsite after he's done.
Dude, no, he's not. And I'll tell you why. Because the Cleveland Browns, in all of their infinite wisdom, decided to guarantee him $240 million as part of that contract deal he signed with them. Even though the Browns knew what they were getting into when they invited him up there for talks. And they were like, we're going to offer you the big guarantee, and we're just going to hope that this stuff's not going to come back.
From what I was reading on this, he got like 160 million just for the Texans for 4 years.
Yeah, but the Texans, he parted way with the Texans when he signed that contract with Cleveland.
Oh, okay.
So I mean, he's a Brown. It's just when he was a quarterback for the Texans, he couldn't keep his hands to himself when he was out there asking for happy endings. So.
I honestly hope that the case puts him in the poorhouse.
I suspect that it will, because the majority of his winnings, or the majority of his guaranteed money, is going to go towards legal fees and settlements with these quote unquote victims. And I say quote unquote these alleged victims. But I don't know, man. I do want to get into a little bit of nerd stuff. I think
yeah,
what
because
I'm
last
gonna
week was
do-
Comic-Con.
Yeah, last
big
week was
Comic-Con.
San Diego Comic-Con. Now, all right, so I'm just going to kind of play this on the fly a little bit here. We're going to do joke time with Colin here in just a second. And my stepson, Jake, who I talked to you pre-show about sitting in on Psychos and Sociopaths.
Yeah.
He's been following that whole Marvel panel thing on Twitter, and he's been all over it. And if he's okay with it, I'm going to sit him in front of the camera with the headphone behind the microphone, and you and him can chat for a few minutes after we get done doing Colin's joke time.
Okay.
Jake, are you okay with that? Okay. All right. So I'm going to hand off the headphones here real quick.
I didn't really pay that to my. I've seen a lot of the new trailers. I didn't really pay attention.
Yeah, he'll get into it. All right. I'm going to hand off the headphones. So I'm going to do the intro, and I haven't heard the joke yet. So, yeah. God have mercy on our souls.
Definitely.
Put the headphones on. Ladies and gentlemen, boys, girls, and genders of all ranges, sizes, shapes, and ages. Who the hell are we kidding? Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, angry faithful. It's that time, once again. The wonderful time of the week. And no, I said the week, not the month. But it's joke time with Colin. All right.
Hey,
Look at the camera. Don't look at me.
what do you call a blank piece of paper? Women's rights.
No. 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 You tell another one. That's
It's
sitting right there. Dude. We just had this conversation. We just had this conversation about things we can't say without getting canceled.
I think we're good on that one.
I can't think why.
Well, you better come up with something really quick.
Okay. I got you, Colin.
No, this isn't joke time with David.
No. I got you, Colin. This is a freebie from an actual comic. What's two things you can say at a funeral and you can say during sex?
What?
Stick him in the hole.
No. Even though she has bad health stuff, I'm still glad Grandma came.
I'm gonna high-five the screen.
Oh.
Yeah, give me
Oh.
I would like, on behalf of Angry Me Production, to... Wait, you want to plug my charger back in, please? On behalf of Angry Me Production, I would like to put out that all important disclaimer that the views and opinions of Colin, host of Joke Time with Colin, do not directly reflect the opinions or the views of Angry Me Production.
And I don't. My joke is it's a joke.
I told him not to tell that joke.
It's a joke.
See, okay. That joke right there, Colin. I'm sorry. There's a portion of our listening audience.
Actually, we are.
That, like,
we have,
hold on. There's a portion
3%.
of our listening audience that is going to take that joke like a dick very hard. Okay. No, it is not something that you need. Oh, that is not. He's just making it worse. Go away.
So
Okay.
that
Oh my
shovel
God. Did you
that
hear
you
what he
got.
just said?
I
He
was
said that
laughing.
sounds like something that they have to work through.
I'm laughing because I think that's funny.
Inside, I want to laugh, but on the outside, I'm very loudly dying because, ladies and gentlemen, that's my genetic code on display for your eyes and your ear holes. May God have mercy on your poor, wretched soul.
Oh, you didn't hear the joke that I told for him.
Yes, I did. Okay. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, next on camera and for your listening enjoyment is the Angry Me debut of my stepson, Jacob Casey. Jacob, get over here. You two chat. I'm going to go try to beat my kid. Hold on. We're having a conversation.
Hey, I'll give you a second. Woo.
Okay.
Hey, Jake, how's it going, man?
Pretty good.
So, how'd you like the Rock saying that he could take Henry Cavill?
I mean, that was fun. I mean, he definitely could. Okay, I'll say
He definitely
that.
could because he has the
Yeah.
he has the fighting skills to do it, and we don't know what. I mean, Henry Cavill is more stunt oriented fighting and everything like that, but The Rock has been there, done that for years, and he's still doing it a couple of times in WWE. He'll show up and do a match.
Yeah.
But I like the Black Adam trailer. Did you see the what was it, the High Evolutionary?
Yeah, he showed up.
Yeah,
when they were talking about Guardians at the Comic-Con panel.
You know who that is? Have you ever watched the HBO Max show Peacemaker?
So I watched the Suicide Squad, but I have not watched Peacemaker yet.
He's actually in Peacemaker, and he was like the I guess the head guy for the squadron, the leader of the squadron for Peacemaker and everything else. But no, that's who it is. I can't remember his name right now. But
it's a really weird
yeah
name.
I would have to go into depths and everything, and I don't want to right now. But was like they announced they did. I mostly just look at the trailers they push out. I don't really stay. I watched the Marvel Phase 5 and 6. I think that's coming out. The trailers that came out for the shows that are the movies that are coming out, like D&D. I'm so excited for that one. That one looks good. The Black Adam one, that looks really good. They had Shazam, Temple of the God. What is it? Temple of the Gods or Power of the Gods?
I think it was Fury of the Gods.
Fury of the Gods. What's really funny about that is Zachary Levi, the guy that plays Shazam, or Captain Marvel, if you actually know the backstory on that one. But he was on Joe Rogan this week, and I listened to him and everything like that. And I think the reason why he's doing his therapy section, because that's what Zachary Levi is doing right now. He's starting to do therapy sessions.
Mm-hmm.
But what was the other movies that are coming?
So I keep a list.
Yeah.
Of specifically like on the Marvel side of things of like everything that they have coming. I have in my notes application, I have like a big old list of everything of both stuff that they talked about at Comic-Con, and also stuff that has been talked about but hasn't been officially announced, but is happening behind the scenes and stuff.
Oh, okay,
'Cause-
yeah.
yeah, because I follow a few like insider people on Twitter and everything, and but there's not a ton for the rest of this year other than like She-Hulk is happening on Disney Plus.
I
And
think
like
She-Hulk and there was another thing that was coming out.
there's the I Am Groot show.
Yeah,
or
but
Guardians one.
that's just a cash grab for people
Yeah.
to watch the show.
Let's
Watch
see.
that. Guardians of the Galaxy, it's coming out next year, right?
Guardians 3 is next May.
Next May. Yeah, everything else is like 2003 because the whole can't say the word. I'm trying to gonorrhea. That's the only way I can do it. He can actually.
Amen from state. Do not speak out of turn. This was approved by party line. God?
Okay.
But that is a fake gun, everybody. He's not pointing out a real gun. I have to put that in the freaking post. But anyways, no, they have a couple of I mean, they did the John Wick trailer 4, which
Yeah.
I'm excited for.
See.
They did it. They didn't do this. I don't think they did this at Comic-Con, but there's a new movie coming out on Amazon Prime called The Sumerian with Sylvester Stallone. That actually looks good.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen that?
Maybe it's there
I'll
was a
say-
lot of stuff that happened over.
I think that just recently came out. Yeah, thank you. Let me see if I can find it. I'll send it to Johnny so he can have you look at it. No. No.
Let's see. I'm just trying to. I'm looking through a list of everything that got announced. There's a National Treasure reboot happening on Disney Plus.
I'm
There's-
kind of impartial on that one.
I like.
I like National Treasure, but the way they're doing it is they're just sticking a chick into it.
Yeah,
I'm like, really? This is how we're doing stuff now.
let's see. New Masters of the Universe project happening. So like He-Man. And William Shatner's supposed to be in it, apparently.
What is it?
And Shatner apparently dropped the F bomb and said that's Star Wars.
He did. He also, people got mad because he talked about how he could drop dead on stage because how old he is. People were like, what the heck?
He also said that Gene Roddenberry would be turning over in his grave if he knew the direction that his franchise took.
Yeah. And what's really strange is Gene Roddenberry like pushed the envelope anyways on a lot of stuff. So it's one of those things that I mean, we had the first interracial kiss in Star Trek. And they met but they're always pushing that kind of political because when it comes around down to it, Star Trek's always been just political. I that's the reason why I never really liked it all too much. Star Trek has always been political.
I never got into like OG stuff. Really, I like Next Generation.
Next Generation
And
was all political stuff.
I
too.
like it. I'm just saying. Me personally, I just never got. Like,
yeah,
I like
I've
some of the-
never. I mean, I kind of liked Enterprise, the one with the Scott
Is that
Bakula.
the new one?
With Scott Bakula.
Oh.
Now, I tell you what, the Orville has turned into an amazing show.
Huh?
The
He's talking about the
Orville
Orville.
that has turned into an amazing show.
It's all right.
Really? The writing on this season is so much better.
I just
I mean, Seth
I've never
MacFarlane's
really gotten
character
to like
never started
the. I'm
well.
more of an action type stuff and everything like that.
Well, Seth MacFarlane's character from the first season to now has evolved into a much better captain. Because
Yeah,
first season of the Orville was done as kind of like an homage / joke on Star Trek because Seth MacFarlane is a huge Trek nerd,
yeah.
right? And the show has just kind of evolved into something that a lot of people are calling the best sci-fi show on TV.
Well, they had the one of the leaders of Babylon 5 on there. And they also had their I think the recent episode, I think either this week or last week, I didn't take a look at it. They're having Dolly Parton on there. So but one thing that kind of upsets me about like the Marvel panel and everything like that was the basic fact of Disney's not putting out all the trailers they have. You have to go to that place.
They're holding off until D23, which is their own like special event that they're doing.
Yeah.
Just so they get more publicity instead of everybody be like, oh, well, look what happened at Comic-Con.
Yeah. But DC didn't even have a panel here in San Diego.
I feel that all the DC stuff that happened was just happenstance with the fact that it was just coinciding with Comic-Con. I think they have their own thing that they're having at some point.
Because
I mean, even BRCC had a freaking
DC
booth.
is becoming what everybody expected it to be, and that is an absolutely certifiable train.
It is. I mean,
I kind of want to see Black Adam.
I want to see Black Adam.
Just because
I really
Pierce
do.
Brosnan as Dr. Fate is really good casting,
Yes.
in my opinion.
Oh, did you see the confirmed theory that the bad guy, the main protagonist of the next Black Panther movie, is actually Doctor Doom?
I heard that. I don't.
No.
know
It
about
is Doctor Doom.
No,
There's
the
no
main-
confirmed.
Well, because
It's
there is
Doctor
a comic
Doom.
book
Yeah.
story arc where he sends a group of soldiers into Wakanda to look for vibranium.
Yeah,
And you saw in the previews that there was guys that were all kitted out
yeah.
going through the storerooms.
Yeah, I don't know. I want Doctor Doom bad, but I feel if they're gonna do him, they have to wait until they fully introduce the Fantastic
No, because he could
No.
be like because they're doing Secret Wars.
I know, but they're doing Fantastic Four next phase, and phase after next phase.
How
And-
great
Yeah,
would
they're
it
doing
be,
it in
though,
phase
that, like,
6.
during Secret Wars, that we get Chris Evans back as
That would be insane.
That would be
if they had him back,
hilarious.
and then he also decided to come back as Cap, and they had both Chris Evans Cap and Chris Evans Human Torch meeting each other. That would be like,
Well, I
hey,
mean,
you look pretty
Human
familiar.
Torch would be like, or no, the Cap would be like, I like your jaw, and the Human Torch would have to look at him and be like,
Yeah,
that's American.
that I
I
think
was just gonna say, I think main point for me is Doom. They need to wait. I think because I want them to get every facet of Fantastic Four right, and Doom is a vital aspect of that. So if they're gonna do Doom, I personally want them to wait.
what
because-
pisses me off though right now is the basic fact of how they're treating John Krasinski playing
Yeah.
Mr. Fantastic. He did a freaking excellent job. He
I
was
didn't
literally
really like
the
him.
best Mr. Fantastic in all the movies so
And
far.
he was only on screen for like 5 minutes, and he was
Yes.
still really good.
Yes, he just
know.
emphasized that
I think
whole
some
character
people-
right then and there.
Some people they can't when they see him, they can't get away from The Office. I think.
Oh,
they're
I
like, oh,
I
well,
did
I
it
don't- Yeah,
as soon as I saw him. Only because I've seen him in other movies. I mean, I've seen him in Quiet
Yeah.
Place. I've seen him in
That'd be great.
13th Hour,
Okay, let's
13
just say
Hours.
the She-Hulk has a cameo in the Fantastic Fantastic Four movie. We know that She-Hulk is going to do fourth wall breaks.
Yeah.
So if she looks off in the distance at the camera, and Reed Richards is looking over there, and he just kind of goes.
That would be funny. But
you want to talk about every 30 and 40 something that has watched the Office from day one, even through the terrible seasons in between.
Yeah.
You want to talk about the cheering and the yelling? That would be great. You get all these you get all these kids in there that are like anywhere from 13 to, let's just say 17 years old for the most part, who had never watched a day of The Office. And they're just kind of like, why was that funny?
Yeah.
And we're just going to be looking at them kind of like, like a lot of those inside retro jokes from Top Gun Maverick, like a lot of the younger generation that really didn't spend time and weeks even, cumulatively watching Top Gun. They don't get some of those jokes.
Yeah.
Like the Speak to Me Goose,
But I hope they just deal with the whole fact of Josh Kaczynski on that one, because he's actually a really good actor. And
yeah, but he's proven he can do serious stuff, time and time. Like
look at 13 Hours.
Yeah, and also Jack Reacher, right? He's doing that.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Or
Jack
not Jack
Ryan?
Reacher.
Jack Ryan.
Yeah.
It was Tom Clancy stuff.
Yeah, and then he did Quiet Place and
dude, he directed and starred in Quiet Place. That's what's even more amazing about the whole thing. But there was another thing that came out, and they were talking about. Thunderbolts. There's a lot of stuff that can.
I'm really excited.
I'm excited for Thunderbolts too.
That one has been in the works. They've been talking about doing that for since Winter Soldier, whenever they introduced Batroc in that as a side thing, because they were like, oh well, we have plans for him later. They want to, because the whole point of Thunderbolts is basically like Suicide Squad kind of.
Yeah.
But it's instead of more higher level villains. I know Suicide Squad has D-list villains in there, but the Thunderbolts, for the most part, other than Norman Osborn in the comics, is a good portion of it is not so great villains getting this, have the limelight. And I don't know. The fact that they're bringing Abomination back, and it's actually, what's his name? Incredible Hulk. Yeah, Tim Roth. And they're planning on doing, I heard rumors that Stiltman is going to be in She-Hulk, and they might be saving him for Thunderbolts. And Big Wheel, which is the stupidest Spider-Man villain ever, but I love the dumb stuff, and I want him to stick around. They have Frogman in She-Hulk. He was in the trailer. He's such a dumb villain, but I love all the
actually
Frogman.
Frogman wasn't a. Is he a villain? I thought he was.
Yeah.
Because just recently they did Iron Man series that Iron Man eventually he becomes a god and he has to go to rehab afterwards. But they had Frogman in that. And he was a hero.
I mean, I'm sure Frogman switches sides sometimes. It's probably more of whichever is the benefit to him.
Yeah.
Frogman is the Italy of the MCU.
Yeah.
And for those of you who don't get that joke, read a history book.
What's the I can't wait for Blade.
Oh yeah.
They didn't have a trailer for that or anything like that. But
I love Mahershala Ali is a really good actor.
Yes,
he was
he
in
is.
Luke Cage, and he was in he's in a few.
He was in Luke Cage, wasn't he?
Yeah. I feel like, and I know that if they end up bringing that same Luke Cage in, they'll probably have to either have him be both roles or
they're not doing anything with Luke Cage and the Defenders yet. The only one they're actually doing
other than Daredevil
was Daredevil right now, and Punisher. and
Yeah.
Punisher. Because those are the biggest ones so far that people like to watch. I mean, they had that little small cameo thing in She-Hulk with
Yeah, and
Matt
if,
Murdock.
I was talking to Johnny about this yesterday. He's got his if you look closely in that trailer, he's got the yellow suit on, not the red one. He's got that's like a 80s, 70s, 80s Daredevil.
I
Yellow
couldn't
suit.
see that. It was so dark. I don't have to.
Yeah,
like.
if you have to like brighten the trailer a bit, but he's got the yellow arms with the red back to it, so it's.
I still like. That just reminds me because I never really got Daredevil like the different colors of the costume and everything. Only there was a what if, and they did a little like page of what like it was like what if this is like what if Daredevil's tailor was wasn't very honest and he had like plaid he had like a plaid costume and everything. I was like, okay, that would be kind of funny.
I don't know. My main thing that I'm super excited for either this Halloween or towards the end of the year. They're supposed to be doing a Halloween special on Disney Plus of Werewolf by Night, which is a Marvel character who's basically like Wolfman. And they're supposedly Man-Thing is going to be in there, and Elsa Bloodstone is going to be in there, which is like a monster hunter, like demon person. And so they're setting up all this stuff, and my hope is that eventually they're going to come out with Midnight Suns, because then we'll get Ghost Rider, and Ghost Rider is the sickest, in my opinion, and not the Nick Cage one. I'm just talking Ghost Rider, the actual character.
Nick Cage. Yeah. I like the Ghost Rider. Robbie Reyes, was that it? The Robbie Reyes character. Yeah. Well, no, he's an Avenger now, but yeah. The Robbie Reyes one was actually very, very in depth and a very good read once you read the storyline and everything like that.
I want Johnny Blaze really bad in the MCU, like full on, like CG skull with the flames going everywhere, and I want the motorcycle with the big flame trail and the skull on the front. And
yeah. What was Johnny Blaze? What was the second one? What was his name?
What is the second Ghost Rider's name?
God.
I don't. They passed the Spirit of Vengeance along so many times. It's kind of hard.
Yeah.
To keep track. Yeah. I mean, Spider-Man's had it at 1.2 in the comics, so like I'm. But Midnight Suns is if they're planning on doing that at some point, which they already have a good portion of the main players, because they have Moon Knight already, Doctor Strange is there, they're doing Blade. Werewolf by Night is another one, Man-Thing is another one, which is coming. So if they keep playing their cards right, then Ghost Rider should happen either towards the end of Phase 6, probably. I don't expect him to show up in Phase 5 at all. They might tease him or something, but either then or like maybe after Secret Wars, maybe, because I'm pretty sure Secret Wars is at the end of Phase 6. That's the last one. And then they have plans after that they said they have. Oh no, it's Kang Dynasty, then Secret Wars. With Secret Wars, that's going to be sick, because that means we're getting Battle World, and that means we're getting more multiverse variants of different characters.
Yeah, they also announced with Ironheart, which I think that one's a cute series, but I hope they didn't do it like they did with Ms. Marvel. They trashed that.
I liked the ending of it. I liked
the ending of it.
Yeah.
Okay, I like the ending of it, but the entire series to me was kind of trash, and I
get why they changed her powers up some, because
she had elasticity and plasticity.
Yeah, but I guess it's just because they don't want to, because they probably want to have Mr. Fantastic be the first one to do that. And I know that he was in Multiverse of Madness, but I mean, they're probably waiting for Fantastic Four, and that's probably why they changed up her powers a bit. I mean, she still kind of had it a little bit. Like she had, she'd make a big fist, and like she would do stuff like that. But then they gave her like extra stuff on top of it.
Yeah. I mean, it's one of those things. She's one of those characters that nobody really paid attention about or anything like that. And
she's not a. I mean, she's more of like a recent fan favorite compared to.
She's not even a fan favorite. Some of these ones, these characters that they're bringing out right now, they're not even fan favorites. But Iron Man was a fan favorite when it started. When he started out, I mean, a lot of the characters. I mean, other than Captain America and Hulk, people knew kind of what Iron Man was. They kind of knew what Thor was, but the main ones that a lot of people wanted to basically have on the screen was Hulk, and they just trashed him twice.
Oh yeah, the Ang Lee one and the
yeah, they didn't. Well, they kind of
on names.
Eric, no, gosh, I'm blanking on names.
Fight Club guy.
Ed Norton. Yeah. Ed Norton didn't really trash that. I actually did like that a little bit better than the Ann Lee one. I mean, the Ann Lee one was just trash. It was good for the moment that it came out. We got to see the Hulk again, but it was one of those moments. It's like, oh yay, we get to see. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It wasn't really a good storyline. They could have had the Absorbent Man, and the guy that actually plays the Absorbent in an Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. was actually a good actor.
Mm-hmm.
And they did him justice.
With Hulk though, I think I prefer Ruffalo over Ed Norton anyway. I don't know. I feel like
Ed Norton I didn't perceive him as a Mark Ruffalo's character is a little bit better, and then they turned him into Professor Hulk, so that was actually good. I hope they do Maestro.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially, I mean, they could definitely.
Have you read the Maestro comics that came out just recently? That storyline.
I don't think maybe
they came out with
recent ones.
The recent one was like I think last year, year before that. It's like
maybe I don't know. The last Hulk comic I read was probably the Planet Buster one. Or maybe
that's a while ago.
The World War Hulk one, maybe.
That's about 10, 12 years. No, the other one the other comic that I wish they would do, since they own the rights right now, is because they have Savage Avengers.
Mm-hmm.
Savage Avenger. Oh my god, that's so great. I mean, other than the last part of the series got kind of confusing and everything, but the whole it's actually really, really good.
Yeah.
But that's one of the ones I wish they would do, but they would do it like justice because they own Conan.
I would love if they did like a what if episode and they had Grey Hulk in there. That would be funny.
That would be cool. I love Mr. Fix-It.
Yeah. Just like Mobster Hulk. That's so cool.
Yeah. That was, I mean, it's like the whole storyline of the recently Immortal Hulk, because they did it now. Anybody that has like gamma radiation or anything like that is basically immortal. They come back alive and everything. But the ending of Immortal Hulk, which is so weird, it's one of those things that started out good, and then it's like, what are they doing now? I don't understand this. I don't know what's or anything. So, but I think that's the end of the episode. Was that all the stuff that you wanted to talk about on the San Diego Comic-Con?
Yeah.
Okay.
Get out of chair. Go occupy space and take up the oxygen. Go apologize to 3. Okay.
But yeah,
Had to make
I
a
guess that's
wardrobe
in-
change, huh?
I know, right? You gotta- I'm still waiting on the artwork for our second shirt. So
yeah.
I'm probably gonna have to.
You see
I
how
have
I'm
to
doing
find an
this, man?
artist.
I'm turning the show kind of into a family affair, sort of.
You are, but it's your show, so
He would love to sit on some psychos and sociopaths
that's fine. Just get
because
him
he brought it
another
up to me. He brought it up to me this morning or last night, and I was like, "I'll talk to David." I mean,
Hey,
'cause-
you know, I don't care as long as he backs up all his stuff and everything like that, and he
Oh.
seems like he's coherent
Yeah.
enough to where he can talk. So I don't care.
oh yeah, yeah. No, I mean, he's a good kid. But it's just he was talking about
The only thing that I worry about is the whole reason why I started just doing a comic one at a time.
yeah.
Is a lot of the times when I'm interviewing like
Well, I mean,
2 or 3 people, me and
Yeah.
you, we connect. We can go in. It's like okay. We're basically okay. I jump in, Dutch
well,
rudder
yeah,
type
and
thing.
it's one of those.
And it-
Yeah,
I
back
don't
and
think that
forths.
I don't think that was the good reference. Double Dutch. That's what it was. Double Dutch, not Dutch rudder.
Hold on.
I-
Hold on. I'm looking at something here real quick.
Are you looking up Dutch rudder? I can explain it right now. I found it off of
Okay. 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 Having Dutch rudder. Having someone
I can't believe you actually looked that shit up.
complete the act of masturbation by pulling up and down on the forearm
It's not gay.
while the male holds his own penis. Snack Cake gave Tonkin a Dutch rudder because they are two freaky people who like to try new things. Oh my god.
You've never heard of Did you not watch Zach and Miri make a porno?
No, to grab your schwanz and have someone
Yeah.
tool grab your forearm and move it up and down like he's steering the dick boat into orgasm. Oh my god. We are doomed. as a people.
Well, it's
When a
it's
guy
way to
jerks
help
off
out
another
a friend.
guy by moving the guy's
Hey,
arm,
hey,
while
hey,
he
think about
technically
it
does
this
not
way.
does the grab holding.
It's
A
like
move
this.
created just so guys can jerk each other off without feeling gay.
Yes, exactly.
No. No.
I can't believe it.
I'm no homo. I only gave him a Dutch rudder. It's not
Yeah.
like I touched his dick. Like,
That was the whole dude. You gotta watch
No.
Zach and Miri make a porno. It's hilarious. It's Kevin Smith.
yeah.
He directed it.
I know. Oh. Okay. I'm done. That's enough.
I
internet
broke
for
Johnny
me.
yet again.
I'm done. That's all the internet that I need for the night.
Oh man. Oh, and everybody, my new soundboard will come coming in tomorrow, and we'll pick up this on Friday. It doesn't matter what time on Friday because I'm actually off this weekend. I am taking off this weekend. I've been working Saturdays for the entire month to get caught up somewhat on my bills and try to get this soundboard, and I am done. I'll probably
There's,
end up working a shit ton of overtime next month, but
to make up for the days you took off.
for the day I took
Day.
off, it's just,
Yeah.
and it's what's really sad is it's just 6 hours. If I can just do 6 hours a weekend,
Yeah.
I would get caught up on my bills because it's great, but not working that it's it hurts a lot.
Yeah, when we get on recording here, I need to tell you about something that we're looking into. So, but
Okay.
ladies and gentlemen, this is episode number 67 of the Nerd Sports. I want to apologize again for this week's edition of Joke Time with Colin going horribly off the rails. But I'm Johnny Skelton.
I'm David Dickerman. And thank you all for watching
Thank you all.
Victory!
and listening.